Hi folks, I got this great question from Quiz 5. I know you have already finished Quiz 5, but got this question today, and it's useful because there will be an exam um, that will include this type of problem, or that might include this type of problem. See, this problem is about moles, and it is about volume, and that's all it's about. Uh, Now, the weird thing about this problem is that some moles of gas are added at the end. Usually, the problem just gives you the number of moles of gas that you end with. So we've got the moles of gas that we started with, we've got the moles of gas that we end with. We've got the volume that we started with, and the volume that we end with is what you need to figure out. But in this case, they don't give you the moles of gas that you end with. They give you the fact that you end with 0.35 moles of neon gas added. So how can you get the moles of gas that you end with? You can get it by doing what they said. 0.35 moles of gas of neon were added. So we started with 0.65 moles of helium gas, and at the end we add 0.35 moles of neon gas. Of course, ideal gases behave the same no matter what gas they are, so the helium gas and the neon gas combined to make 1.00 moles of gas total. That's the moles of gas that we end with. This here is the moles of gas that we start with. This here, this is in milliliters, but they're asking for liters. So I'm going to quickly change this to liters. This is 0.7500 liters. This is the volume that we start with. Uh, will hold is the verb here, so that's the future tense. So this must be the unknown, must be the volume that we end with. Okay. To solve this problem, you could use algebra. You could say that PV equals nRT, and RT and P are staying the same, so V equals nRT over P, divide both sides by N, V over N equals RT over P. This stays the same no matter what happens, so that means if the volume and moles of gas that you started with equal this number that never changes, then the volume and moles of gas that you end with should also equal that number that never changes. So that means V1 over N1 equals V2 over N2. We're solving for V2, so you can multiply both sides by N2 and get the fact that N2 times V1 over N1 equals V2. You don't have to do it with algebra. You could just do it with the factor label method where you want liters. Here are some liters, so you write those liters down. These liters are associated with this many moles, so you have to write that down too. But we want liters, so we want to cancel out the moles. Here is another number of moles, but it isn't, this number of moles is added, so we need to account for that by adding, and then it's 1.00 moles the results, and that's not associated with any other number, so I just put it by itself, 1.00 moles. Moles cancel out here, so I get this times this divided by this. It ends up being 1.15 something or other liters, but there are only two significant figures here, so that makes this equal to 1.2 liters of gas. That was a trick, folks. It right here. The trick was right here. 0.35 moles of neon are added. It's not the final. It's not the final number of moles. It's how much is added. Thank you. Bye. Keep asking questions.